Hi everyone, thank you for tuning into today's video. I hope you've been enjoying my channel. If you have, please hit subscribe at the bottom of the page there to keep up to date with all the weekly content. Here's a question that loads of people ask me. Why do we need to weight train if our goal is to lose body fat? I get it. It might feel like it's not really adding much to your fat loss program. And I really think this goes back to a mentality of if you're not sweating, then you can't be burning body fat or losing body fat, or however people put it. I think this is a mentality that was there a few years ago. I still think it's there now in some sectors of the industry, and it just isn't right. Okay, so you don't have to sweat and bury yourself in a session every time you come in to provoke fat loss. Now, this may seem like I'm going off topic just a little bit, but I really think it's an important point that if you go to a session, really bury yourself like I just mentioned, and then go off and eat a load of calories, then you've undone all the stuff you did. So you've just worked really hard and you've undone it all. So going back to my points on previous videos, that if you're not in a deficit of calories, then you're not going to lose any weight. So my point isn't that you shouldn't train hard, it's just that you don't necessarily need to be sweating and burying yourself in a session to provoke fat loss. So like I said, although it felt like I was going off topic there a little bit, I think it's a really important point to make because it's probably one of the main reasons why people don't weight train. Another reason why people don't add weight training is that they think it makes them too bulky. Again, I've talked about this before, unless you're in a calorie surplus and eating enough protein and only weight training, pretty much, you're going to find it hard to get bulky. Believe me, I've been trying to put on muscle for years, and it's a slow process. It doesn't happen overnight. So trust me when I say it, you will not get too bulky, and you don't need to be sweating every single session you do in order to provoke fat loss. So why add it? Okay, so the session does give you some calorie output. Okay, so weight training, like any other type of exercise, you do burn calories while doing it. Maybe not as much as you would do if you went for a run for an hour, but you will still burn calories. Another point was you'll improve your look. Okay, so you'll improve your muscle tone. Again, muscle tone, I think people misinterpret what it is. Muscle tone is just putting on muscle. Okay, there's no such thing as toning up a muscle, it's just adding muscle. You won't get bulky, like I just said a second ago, but if you're weight training while you're trying to lose body fat, you'll maintain muscle, maybe even gain some muscle, giving you an all-round better shape and look. Another important point is that it's good for your joint health if you are weight training, if you are keeping the integrity of your muscle there, because let's face it, when you lose body fat, you're not just going to lose body fat. Okay, when you're in a calorie deficit, you're not just going to lose body fat, you're going to lose muscle as well. Now that can have an impact on the health of your joints. It just can. If your muscle is less, if you already have some niggles that are there, potentially those could become worse, especially if you're not getting enough protein in, because your ability to recover post sessions gets a lot less. So weight training keeps the stability in your joint as well as the muscle tone. There is also some suggestion that it helps to increase your metabolism over the long term. So if you're weight training and you're adding more muscle steadily over the years or months or however long you've been doing it for, there is some studies to suggest that it will improve your basal metabolic rate. So the rate in which you burn calories could improve in the long run. There's also things out there suggesting that you burn calories at a higher rate following your session. So you might burn calories at a higher rate for a few hours after you've weight trained. So another positive reason why weight training can be very important when you're trying to lose weight. Another long-term positive of weight training is it increases bone density. Okay, so osteoporosis is very high in women of a certain age, and it's historically, not so much these days, but historically it's been women that have shied away from the weights room because of the reason of not wanting to get too bulky. Weight-bearing exercise has a positive effect on a condition like osteoporosis. So it's absolutely essential, I think, especially when you're on a weight loss program. I don't just think it's it would help. I think it's essential. I think it needs to be part of your program. You don't have to go 5 times a week. Once or twice is fine with all the other exercise that you're doing in the week, but certainly include it in there. And trust me, like I said, if you're on a calorie deficit, you will not get too bulky. That just won't happen. Okay, if anything, you'll get leaner and look more toned by adding weight training to your weekly program. That's it from me, guys. Hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'll catch up with you next week. Don't forget to hit subscribe. Bye now.